Today we're going to talk about the consumer decision-making rules. Consumers can make decisions quickly, with little information, or spend a lot more time in the process. The decision rules help them evaluate alternatives. How does Katie decide which brand of mustard to buy? Another name for the rules is heuristics. Consumers may use a set of heuristics to determine products to purchase. But the rules are not very strictly applied, and people may move from rule to rule. It may seem like they're not even using rules, because often they simplify them. At other times, these rules may result in more than one option, in which case, another rule is often used. Our example will be a consumer's choice of internet service providers. Let's call our consumer Jane. The options are cable, DSL, or satellite. We have three possible levels of performance: good, average, and poor, on each attribute of internet cable services. The chart represents Jane's rating of the three services after evaluating each alternative. With the conjunctive rule, Jane establishes minimum requirements for each criterion and selects all the brands that meet or surpass these minimum standards. Jane has decided that she must have at least average performance on each criterion. Therefore, she continues to consider both cable and DSL, as those options have at least a 2 on all three criteria. With the disjunctive rule, Jane sets a high standard for the criteria she deems most important, and any of the options that meet or surpass are considered further. In this case, she wants excellent performance on at least one of her 2 most important criteria, and since cable has a 3 on reliability, it wins. Here, Jane begins by ranking the criteria in order of importance, and then decides on a minimum acceptable level for each one. She chooses reliability, then price, then speed. She must have at least average performance on each. Which option surpasses the minimum requirement on reliability? Only cable. If there was a tie on reliability, Jane would move to the next criterion, price. In this case, Jane ranks the criteria in order of importance and chooses the option that performs best on her most important criterion. If price is most important, satellite wins with a 3. In this case, Jane calculates the value of each option relative to how important the criteria are. Jane thinks reliability is the most important and weights it at 50%. She then calculates the percentage of importance times the value that each option shows on her chart and calculates the total. Compensatory and non-compensatory, there's an easy way to remember this. The only compensatory model is the one with the name compensatory. The others require strong performance on the most important attributes. You should now have a pretty good understanding of some of the heuristics people use when they evaluate alternatives in the purchase decision process.